but
Reggie Miller is a much better rebounder than what I thought. If you look at his body, you don't see that physical toughness, but he's a very aggressive rebounder, and he's quick to the basketball. Now watch him right now. See, Hunter's staring at the ball. That's a no-no. Now he gets behind him. He cuts behind the defender. Good hands. Excellent pass by Richardson. Good play by Miller.
Miller got 29 points in UCLA's opening game winner to score.
This guy can handle the ball. He's a magician.
Bad pass at the end of it, though, and Hunter, an off-balance jumper won't go. Rebound in North Carolina. The foul will go against UCLA.
Time to redo the kitchen.
let's get that home equity on it.
Hits the Henderson.
Foul was on Jackson. That was his first. This is Smith guarded by Richardson. Williams way outside. We have yet to see J.R. Reed.
I guarantee you J.R. Reed will be on the floor when it's winning time at the end of the game.
Sure will. Hobson from outside. They'd like to get some offense out of Hobson this year. He missed that one. Richardson got Hatcher.
Tremendous transition basketball. What made that play is the great awareness of Richardson of his teammate Hatcher.
8-4. Bruins. Williams forced it up and got it. And Williams, who has averaged 7.5 points through 2 games, has a bucket there.
He's a good shooter. He's a guy from out on the coast here who got away from Walt Hazard in UCLA. And if they want to build that tradition, they have to keep guys like Scott Williams at home.
It's 8-6, a 2-point lead. Carolina trying to trap out of that defense. Miller was outside that 3-point line. Wheels into the lane and misses his shot. Jackson!
Jackson very aggressive to the boards. A complimentary player had 11 rebounds in their first game against Santa Clara.
4 points this time. Here's Lebo with a long-range jump shot. That's a 2-point.
He's a pretty shooter. Squares the body. Reminded me of Jeff Moe of Iowa last night, who had a big night in the championship in a Great Alaska Shootout.
Well, that time it was Richardson against Smith, and Richardson went down.
Watch Richardson down to the ball on the 24.
They go to the trap. Answer is wide open. 3-pointer if it goes.
He's a streaky shooter.
Williams the other way. And he's got it blocked by Hatcher. Holy cow.
3 on 2.
And Hatcher couldn't save it. Boy, if he gets that and they make the bucket on that break, this place lights up.
Like they're playing with a lot of confidence. That's not the club that came to Chapel Hill last year that was blown away by better than 30 points.
There's a timeout on the court here at Pauley Pavilion. UCLA leading North Carolina 13-8. We'll be back in a moment.
Boy, does he utilize that pump fake and head fake. I believe he's going to score big points in this game before it's over.
He is 6'9", 244. First 2 games in Hawaii, he averaged 14 points in really limited playing time, and he can play. Ranzino Smith also into the North Carolina lineup. He is number 33.
Kenny Smith is really being challenged by Pooh Richardson. There aren't many point guards. They'll challenge him as much as he will.
Hatcher's off to a great start. Gets the roll on that. Montel Hatcher has 9 points.
He says, forget about Reggie Miller and the Kenny Smith show. This is going to be the Montel Hatcher show.
Biggest lead of the ball game, 15-8.
Oh, they're mugging J.R. Reed inside. They got to get a foul and blow the whistle.
And they'll call it this time. And the foul. There's Foster coming into the ballgame. Foster or Wilson is already in there, and Haley will go out. Foul is going to be on Wilson. Now, here are 2 heralded freshmen for UCLA. Wilson is 6'8", Foster 6'10.5". What do you think about them?
They need big things out of them. Wilson is an outstanding athlete. He's got a tremendous body. He's really got good ability in handling the basketball. Hazard thinks he's going to be a great player.
Ranzino Smith, who shot well in Hawaii, did not shoot particularly well last year. This is Reed. Boy, he knows what to do with it, doesn't he?
He gets great position. He knows how to post up inside. So many big players do not know how to post inside. Watch the big guy right now. He steals off the defense. He gets his butt right in here. Gets him on his hip, spins, whirls, delivers the deuce. And there's so many critics out there, Mike, who have told me they think this kid is totally overrated. They absolutely got to be a Never Neverland. This kid is the real thing.
I tell you what, Dean Smith, everybody in North Carolina, I think anybody that ever saw him play in high school couldn't think he's the real thing. Here's the pressure. They beat it to Miller. 3-pointer. Way short on that one, and J.R., whose range is usually indoors, misfire there.
Oh, got a little layup here. Uh-oh, yeah!
Below there, Foster.
Foster with a big deuce. The freshman with a little dipsy-doo, dunkaroo.
His first 2 points. He had 2 against Santa Clara. It's 17-11 UCLA.
It's very physical in a post area, Mike. The officials are going to have to start calling it and clean up that post play.
Joe Wolf. He's an excellent shooter.
He's a good-looking player. I'll tell you, he doesn't have the spectacular ability. He's not going to fly above the rim. He's not going to run up and down the court, but he's going to flat-out get the job done.
He'll get you 12, 14 points and about 8 rebounds a night. I think that's what they're looking for this year. Here's Hatcher, who's been on fire early, to Foster. Walt Hazard going quickly to his big men up front, Wilson and Foster, and the ball will go out to UCLA.
Very difficult to win big time, Mike, and win consistency unless you get balance between your interior game and your perimeter game. Right now, UCLA has been extremely nothing more than a perimeter shooting team as we look at Jeff Lebo coming back.
And Kenny Smith will get a breather. Joe Wolf will go out for North Carolina. In for the first time is Dave Immel for Walt Hazard.
He's a redshirt. They expect some good things out of Immel. He's a kid that can shoot the ball. He doesn't have great quickness. He handles it fairly well also.
One of their top reserves 2 years ago.
Oh, back
nice pass and a great feed there. Oh, what a great play.
They're catching North Carolina staring at the basketball, and that's a no-no defensively.
It's 19-13. This looks like days of old the way UCLA's playing tonight. Ranzino forces up the jump shot, won't go. Foul. We've got a foul. And Curtis Hunter went down hard.
I'll tell you, it's physical inside. We have 2 of the real, what I call, big-time programs in college basketball hooking up. You watch and you look at their uniforms and their shirts. We take a look right here. There's the backdoor cut. Look at a nice pass by Wilson. And there's the finished play by Mr. Miller.
He had 29 in the opener, hit 9 out of 16. Three-point range was 3 of 7.
He's capable of having a 45, 50-point night before his year is over. I'll guarantee you that.
Here's Hunter. When they recruited him, people in North Carolina thought here is the guy who is going to be a legitimate All-American. And you have to feel sorry for Curtis Hunter because he's just been beaten up his entire career.
He really has been just totally injured throughout his career. In fact, when they recruited him out of Durham, North Carolina, everybody thought, here's Michael, another Michael Jordan.
Played just like him. Same kind of move.
There's only one Michael Jordan if you look at last year's percentages.
Hunter way short on the free throw, still almost got the roll. And look at this, J.R. Reed.
J.R. Reed, put it in your book, Mike. He'll end up with 20 before this night's over. He is so tough on the inside.
He's got 5 already, and it's a 4-point ball game at 19-15.
What a class kid on top of it.
Trying to beat that pressure. This is Jackson back in there.
Man-to-man defense. North Carolina known for changing defenses. They're playing man-to-man.
Foster's in the pivot. Reed is on him. Double team. Foster got through it. Forced it up.
Oh, he
tries to force it up again. He got it the third time, and Dean Smith was up looking for that walk or 3 seconds.
Should have been a walking violation or a double dribble, but you got to give him credit with the hustle.
More pushing and shoving underneath, and the foul will go against UCLA.
North Carolina gets more out of their secondary phase of their fast break than any team in transition. They really reverse the ball, and you'll see a lot of jump shots, Mike, out of their fast break at the top of the circle.
Foul against J.R. Reed for pushing off. That's his first. 6-point lead for UCLA, and the Bruins have the basketball. Jackson, great pass.
Close to see Miller shooting the jump shot, and he's scoring inside with a lot of slam dunks because people are staring at the basketball. You must see both. I can't emphasize that enough.
Neither can Dean Smith, and always does. Here is Thompson scoring. I'm sure Dean Smith not happy about the defense that's being played right now.
Very poor defense on the baseline. Not really playing the kind of defense that North Carolina traditionally has played.
Of course, they are missing a guy by the name of Doherty inside, too, who was their enforcer, along with Warren Martin.
Oh, that's a walk. I thought he walked again. He wants the walk in violation. I thought he lifted his pivot foot. No call by the 3 officials.
Foster hit it. He has 6 in the lead, the biggest we've had tonight at 25-17.
Like if you lift that pivot foot prior to putting the ball down, that's a walk.
Joe Wolf tried to bank it up, and UCLA is controlling the boards, and Dick, they were terrible on the boards against Santa Clara.
Reggie Miller, you know, we're there. The intensity level's at another level right now.
Adrenaline is a great rebounder, isn't it? Jackson with a reverse.
It's a 10-point lead. Greg Jackson with a little reverse layup. Up and under move, not known to be a scorer.
And we've got a whistle and a foul. Well, Walt Hazard really has him fired up.
He was such a scrapper when he played. If his kids play with the kind of intensity that he played, that gave him a 10-year career in the NBA, played in 1964 on Coach Wooden's first national championship, hooked up with a fair guard by the name of Gail Goodrich and a great athlete by the name of Keith Erickson.
Timeout with
Backcourt, a guy by the name of Sir Walter Hazard. And that leaves out a lot of great players.
Oh, it sure does. Brilliant players in this program. We apologize for some of our network audio difficulties that we're having tonight. Hope you'll bear with us, and we're working very hard to correct them as soon as possible. Until then, keep your eyes glued on the screen. If you have so far, you've seen UCLA come out and play with a great deal of emotion and a great deal of passing skill and leading 27-17 in the first half.
I'm just excited looking at those two uniforms and seeing all those banners hanging here in Foley Pavilion.
Tell you what, if you love college basketball, you have to come here at least once and just look up at all the championship banners that John Wooden put in this place.
I got to get more ball movement, which is typical of North Carolina. Ball movement and player movement. They're a little too stationary right now.
Lebo with a double clutch and got it.
Jeff Lebo, a good shooter, came out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania, had to play in a reserve role last year because of the presence of Hale and Smith in the backcourt.
Great passing again for UCLA underneath. This time they can't convert, and Thompson with a rebound. Dean Smith with his original starting lineup back in there, except for Reed in the middle. Kenny Smith misses the jumper. Does not have a shooting eye yet.
He's shooting off balance. He's not squaring his body on his shot, Mike.
Jackson tried a prayer against Reed and misses.
He's a big, strong, tough kid on the inside. Not a great jumper, and J.R. Reed's certainly not a great shot blocker, but he'll score down in the boxes.
Lebo tries to go baseline, offensive foul. Jeff Lebo.
He's trying to create the shot off the dribble, Mike, as opposed to getting the shot in the North Carolina ball movement. Right here, now watch, that's a head fake. Now he wants to create. Defensive player, Himmel beats him to the spot. Himmel, good defensive play.
Did a nice job, and it's 27-19. UCLA gets the ball back.
I want to keep emphasizing it. I did it earlier this week. Defensively, to be in a legal position, you must initially have both feet planted on the ground and must face the offensive player as we look at, I think, certainly one of the great coaches in the history of college basketball.
While we're looking at him, your all North Carolina team. You did UCLA.
Well, James Worthy would certainly be on it. I got to go with across front. Mitch Kupchak would be my center. James Worthy would be one of the forwards. Sam Perkins, backcourt, Michael Jordan, and Phil Ford. And that leads off a lot of guys. And Billy C., don't get mad at me, Billy Cunningham. I didn't put him on because he was not recruited by Dean Smith, but by Frank McGuire.
How about Walter Davis?
Walter Davis.
Charlie Scott.
Bob McAdoo.
It's tough to pick five out of that group, especially the way you do it, because you won't just take the best five. You go by the
Oh, what a move. Hey, where is this guy? Wilson, 6'8". Absolutely tremendous athletic move to the goal. Trevor Wilson.
He's out of Reseda, California, and has his club up by 10. Lebo around the screen, won't go. Wilson kept it alive, and Carolina kicks it back out. Three-pointer? No. Wolf rebound. Wolf working hard in there. Now he's limping.
Kenny Smith is drifting on his shot. He's not squaring his body and getting that good balanced jump shot.
UCLA playing some very intense defense.
Oh, they want this game. This is a revenge game. We saw all the quotes today in the Los Angeles paper.
Oh. Joe Wolf got away with one. He came across the lane, and he gave Haley a shot in the ribs with a forearm, and they call it on Haley.
Haley plays on the inside. Defensively, he takes a lot of space. Now watch this right now. Here he comes across. Well, Haley sort of beats him with the elbow there, Mike. I think not a bad call. Not a bad call.
You're right. On the replay, I'll go along with it.
I'm not going to put a striped shirt on you. I'll tell you what.
No, I don't want one.
I don't either. You got to be wacky to want to be a referee.
Don't you?
Totally wacky to make the kind of money they make and take the abuse from coaches.
Stand out there and be a target. Bad pass.
Carolina really looks rattled in their half-court offensive game. Their execution is nowhere near the kind of execution that is typical of North Carolina basketball.
That is only the third turnover, however, in the first 11 minutes and 35 seconds of the ballgame. Himmel and Richardson, the backcourt for Walt Hazard. This is Wilson. Boy, he's quick inside, had it blocked, and here's a blocking foul on Bucknell.
I think it's a matter of time before he starts at one of the forward positions. I think Walt Hazzard's trying to be very generous to his upper class kids. Look at his quickness to go. That's an athlete. Great body, comes over, slices and slashes, splits the defenders to draw that foul. Most guys would have taken that ball right through the defender and been called for a charge.
That's one of the best first steps I think I've ever seen for a big man. The kid's 6'8", around 215, and he just explodes.
Great first step. He had 27 points and 20 rebounds last year against Crenshaw High School, one of the great high school basketball programs that's produced Marcus Johnson, a guy by the name of John Williams at LSU, and also Stevie Thompson, now going to be a star for Syracuse.
Missed the second free throw, but Immel gets the rebound. And right now, everything is going to go UCLA's way. Wilson keeping it alive, but he'll be charged for the foul underneath. You don't think he wants to play?
He's not playing like a freshman. He's looking over at Coach Hazzard like saying, hey, Coach, I want PT, and I'm going to stay on the floor. Mr. Jackson's going to become an assistant coach and sit next to you, Coach.
Well, they're going to have to get him out, Dick, because that was his third personal foul. Well, you can be aggressive, but when you get that aggressive, you're going to pick him up.
You're going to pick up fouls, but you'd rather have your players aggressive and not play intimidated and play tentative, as he's got 3 as we see him sitting there.
30-19, UCLA leading heavily favored North Carolina by 11. There's Reed coming back.
Here comes J.R. Reed on the floor. I don't know about heavily favored. You know, in the polls, North Carolina #1. But today in basketball, Mike, I saw it up in the Great Alaska Shootout. So much parity. It's so unpredictable. Playing away from home, traveling from Hawaii. I'm going to start making all the excuses for North Carolina.
Hey, what can you say about Louisville? How about an excuse for them?
No backcourt right now, but I think it's more than just a backcourt. I didn't see the intensity. I thought they thought just putting the shirt Louisville on the floor, they'd beat those people up in Alaska. And I know Denny Crum has to be really disappointed with their effort.
He got that shirt walked on 3 times. JR comes back in the ballgame, and Popson will go out after hitting the free throw.
Here comes full court pressure. You know, we were talking about the revenge factor. Last year, Walt Hazzard accused in the papers Dean Smith of running up the score and pouring it on, and Dean just absolutely played everybody, and they just played brilliant basketball.
He didn't run it up.
But he's used that with his players, and they are fired up here today.
I think it's one thing that a coach doesn't believe something, but he uses it to get his team fired up. That's fine. This is Immel guarded by Lebo. It's a 9-point ball game. Immel, 3-pointer. Oh, yeah. Hey, and they are doing this without the outside shooting of Reggie Miller.
We haven't seen a jump shot yet from Miller. We've seen Miller take the ball to the basket. Immel gives him another solid guard, something they didn't have last year.
Reed wants the shot. Forced it. Won't go. Wolf for the rebound. Lebo got it. And Lebo draws a foul underneath.
Place to play, and they got a lot of young kids with J.R. Reed and kids like Scott Williams.
Speaking of not being an easy place to play, 311 wins, 27 losses in 22 years.
That's the way to make me look good, Mike, when I make that statement. You back it up with numbers.
Reggie Miller, great fake, but then J.R. Reed got there to partially block the shot, and Reed will pick up the foul.
Seems to me that Reggie Miller now is trying to prove to some critics who claim that he's a stationary jump shooter that he can also take the ball to the goal. Now watch Reggie. Good first step. He's got that quick first step. But what he did there to draw that contact, he squared his body to the baseline, making it difficult for the defender to check him. I like his hairdo, too. He's going to make my all-ball dome team.
And you'll be the coach, right?
I'll be the captain of it. I'll tell you, if I can have him, I'd like the captain. Be the captain.
Miller, 7 points, 1 out of 1 from the line. Excellent free throw shooter. It jinxes him every time, doesn't it?
He's got a beautiful sister, too. Cheryl Miller, who's the recipient of the Player of the Year in women's basketball 4 years in a row.
34-23. Reed.
Oh, what a great move. What a big-time move.
And he drew the foul inside. Greg Foster hadn't come down yet.
That's fundamentally solid. He left something on the floor, and you know what he left on the floor. Watch him post it inside. Here's an example. Clinic 101 on how to play the post. J.R. Reed, look at a little ball fake. Now, there's the head fake, and there's the... Oh, man, that is fundamentally solid. J.R. Reed. Daddy Herman must be jumping in his seat out in Virginia.
Jackson came over, picked up the personal foul. Charles Rochelin into the ballgame for the first time. Sophomore, 6'7.5". He's out of Toronto, Canada.
He's
trying to give him some depth up front. Excuse me, Dick.
He's a great jumper, the kid that just came in the game, Rochelin. You know, talking about J.R. Reed, he was telling me before the game today, they got a kid in his neighborhood in Virginia. Remember this name, Alonzo Mourning, an absolute superstar at 6'10".
missed his second free throw. 6:57 to go in the half. It's a 10-point ball game. This is Immel, who works with Richardson in the backcourt.
Kenny Smith's really been negated here tonight.
Sure has. Not been a factor at all. Did not shoot well in Hawaii.
There's the traps. They like to trap that wing. You're going to give the open jumper if you trap.
And UCLA has made most of those tonight. Bucknall gets the rebound out to Smith. This is Ranzino Smith, 33. Kenny Smith is 30.
Oh, what a move inside, Mike. That's
Is
an
he gonna be
NBA.
something?
He is absolutely superb. Put him on the floor 30 minutes, and JR makes my diaper dandy freshman baby all-American team.
I'll tell you how much Dean Smith thinks of him. He started him in the first game in Hawaii, so he could be only the 6th freshman who ever started the first game of the season for Dean Smith. Almost a turnover, but Miller gets it back. Richardson forced it up. Not a good shot there, and Immel gets the rebound. Good hustle by Immel.
Beating Carolina to the boards right now. Good hustling play by Immel. Man-to-man defense.
This is Pooh Richardson. Immel looks inside.
Steve Bucknall checking Reggie Miller right now, trying to deny him the ball, keep the ball out of his hands.
Rochelin to Immel. Good outside shooter. Got it. 3-pointer. That's 2 of those for him.
Scouting report says he can shoot the stationary jump shot, and he's proven it here.
And it's 37-26 UCLA. Here's the turnover. Richardson, excellent in transition.
North Carolina's out of sync offensively, Mike.
Rochelin. Boy, oh boy, they're just burying the wide-open jumpers, and they're getting a lot of them.
Walt Harrison's saying, do we have to come out for the second half? They can't duplicate the effort they're putting on the floor right now, both offensively and defensively. Listen to the Pauley Pavilion crowd.
And Dean Smith will get Kenny Smith and Bucknall out. He'll bring Lebo back in the ball game to work in the backcourt with Ranzino Smith. That's the biggest lead of the ball game, 39-26.
Walt Harrison's been crying for publicity. He's been on my case in the papers about the fact that I've been saying that the Pac-10's been mediocre. This is his night to shine. If he wants publicity, beat the #1 Tar Heels here. We'll give him all the publicity he's been seeking.
Lebo to Kenny Smith, and really being muscled inside. A 3-second violation called on J.R. Reed. A lot of pushing and shoving going on in there.
It's very physical inside. In fact, this year they're supposed to really clean up the post play. One of the points of emphasis is on post play inside and not allow all that physical contact.
Well, they're not cleaning it up tonight. Got everything but axe handles.
Oh, look at this guy. A little showboat, a little shake and bake. I like Pooh Richardson. I'll tell you, he's a player.
Not a good pass that time as Hatcher forced it inside and kicked out of bounds.
Denny Crum would like to make a trade right now. Trade about 2 of those big front court guys for Pooh Richardson. Maybe they should start making that happen in college. Have trades.
There's enough going on without that, isn't there?
All right.
I mean, coaches are criticized so much for the way they coach. Can you imagine what happens if they start making trades?
I'm only kidding.
Look at JR. Shot won't go. And they can't keep it alive. Tipped out of bounds out to North Carolina.
One of the real problems for North Carolina right now, falling behind, Mike, they don't have the kind of team that could come out full court and utilize the full court traps and pressure like they did when they won the national championship with the Michael Jordan club and the James Worthies and the Sam Perkins. They lack that team quickness.
Joe Wolf back in there to Williams. Backdoor cut to Lebo. Lost it. Got it back. Forced it. And look at Lebo. Came all the way out to the top of the circle to get it back. This is Wolf. Boy, North Carolina can't buy anything right now.
Watch this kid in transition.
Had it blocked from behind. That was Scott Williams. Here's a statistic for you, Dick. Neither Richardson nor Kenny Smith has scored in this ball.
That's really an interesting stat. There's Richardson right now. Pulls up for the jumper. Scott Williams, a very aggressive player, an enthusiastic young man who's going to have a great career at North Carolina with the block.
4 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the half. UCLA by 13.
Kenny Smith has the ability to dominate a game from the point guard slot as well as a guy like David Rivers at Notre Dame. But today, they've really shut him down.
Williams with the jump hook, and he'll get the foul on Rochelin.
Kenny is so effective in transition when they get him to pitch out and he flies with the basketball. He's got such great quickness with the ball. But really, right now, North Carolina is not getting their running game out at all because UCLA's done a tremendous job defensively in transition, getting back.
Scott Williams will shoot and score. Williams in the 2 games in Hawaii had 7.5 points a game.
North Carolina is going to get some tremendous quickness next year with King Rice coming in and a kid by the name of Ricky Fox, a 6'8" rebounder.
Ball knocked out of bounds on the miss out to UCLA. A timeout. Of course, you bring the fans back by winning. Everybody likes to be with a winner. And UCLA's greatness in the past does not fill the stands now.
Carolina's got to get Kenny Smith the basket to get his confidence. He has not scored yet in the game. The All-American point guard. Pooh Richardson plays him tough as well. Now they have Hatcher playing him.
Smith going for the first one, did not get the basket, but he'll draw the foul on Richardson.
He's got great quickness. He's one of the few people on the floor right now for North Carolina that has tremendous athletic speed and quickness.
Reed comes back in, and Scott Williams, the freshman from California, will go out.
That's
Williams in the starting lineup tonight because Dean Smith likes to start players when they come back to their home area.
You know, Mike, I really believe that one of the great ingredients for success now in college basketball really is quickness and speed. You have to have those athletes that can run and trap, and right now North Carolina does not possess that kind of personnel.
No, they've got it in the backcourt, but up front they're really hurting. Curtis Hunter is one of the few people they can bring in off the bench that's got that kind of speed. The last foul, by the way, was on Montel Hatcher, not Richardson.
They thought Kevin Madden would be the answer, but academically he's now ineligible for this year, according to North Carolina standards, certainly not NCAA standards.
Well, I told him they'd just like him to sit out and concentrate on his studies.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, sir. It's the way it ought to be at a lot of places.
Oh, there's the back door again.
Blocked. Thompson over the top.
Hobson's playing much better than I saw him play in the past. Good execution right there with the 45-degree angle. David Thompson is aggressive. He's quick. Has a lot of potential. And it's just been a kid who's been struggling to gain his confidence throughout his career.
Lebo with 10 points, and it's 39-31. UCLA's lead cut to 8. Richardson flying down the lane, out of control, and had to dump it off.
A lot of point guards that have his kind of quickness will play out of control. There's a steal. Good defense.
Kenny Smith almost runs over the ball boy.
You got to count that.
Oh, the ball boy was out there wiping up some perspiration, and Kenny Smith almost ran right over top of him.
What a burst of speed. Watch the denial defensively. He steps in a passing lane, excellent denial, and now it's a race to the goal. And, I mean, he has got great quick. You know, this should be a 2-shot attempt. This should be a basket and a 2-shot attempt.
Intentional foul on Montel Hatcher.
Good call by the official. If the ball did not go in, Mike, the rule would be 2 shots and possession of the basketball.
And it will be a 2-shot foul. They could cut the lead. It's now 39-33, a 6-point margin. They could cut it down to 4 if Kenny...
Charles White. Oh, massive. Look at the game player, huh?
Pac-10, we have Tommy Harrington on the game with Jimmy Clark and Bob Garibaldi, as opposed to bringing in 3 ACC officials here. They seem to be getting away from that in terms of reversing. Sometimes people would rather see 3 neutral officials, bring in 3 Big Ten guys on a game like this.
I would too.
It's just not that the guys are going to cheat. It just eliminates people from flat out even thinking about that.
People don't even get to talk about it. Kevin Walker will come back into the ball game for Walt Hazard. And all at once, we've got a 4-point ball game after UCLA was running away with it.
And Kenny Smith seemed to get loose all of a sudden and get on a scoreboard. It's another steal. They're rattled against the press.
Basket counts and a blocking foul on Immel.
They are rattled against the press. Right now, UCLA is demonstrating what North Carolina State did to blow a 14-point lead in the last 4 minutes against Iowa. There's the anticipation. Nice quick move. He's from California. He loves it. He scores, and now he goes to the line. There's a trap. There's the trap. Now here comes the anticipation, man. He says, thank you. I love that. You'll get an assist for this, Dave Immel. And up he goes to the goal. Scott Williams, he says, yeah, I love it.
6'10", 214 out of Hacienda Heights, California. And he makes the bucket, cuts the lead to 2. He'll have a chance on the free throw to cut it to 1. And, Dick, how do you turn around a 13-point deficit that quick? I think you mentioned it, the one word defense.
Defense, playing on the defensive end, trapping, being able to force the team into turnovers and converting them, which is important. You know, it's amazing, though. North Carolina has not played well at all here in the first half, and yet to be only down 2, UCLA has played as good, I believe, as they're capable of playing. They're playing with so much emotion and intensity. Right now, I would have to say Uncle Mo is on the side of Dean Smith.
I think you're right. 2:22 to go in the half, 39-37.
Pleasure to work with you, Mike. I've been watching you in football with ESPN, and, you know, even though I think all you guys involved in football are totally wackos being involved with that sport, but you do a great job, and it's a pleasure for me to work with you for the first time.
Thank you, Dick. We're going to be doing a lot of games together. It's going to be a lot of fun because, as you mentioned earlier, college basketball is not going to have 1 or 2 teams that are going to dominate it this year. There's so many teams that are going to have to go out and fight, and I think we're going to have every one of them on our schedule.
10-zip in a 2-minute spurt by North Carolina.
Free throw won't go, and the rebound goes to Greg Foster. How many games have you done already this year?
I did 6 this past weekend alone, but I got another one tomorrow, Indiana and Notre Dame. I'm looking forward to that.
Foster kicks it outside. This is Miller. Trying to create something and can't.
They're doing a good job of denying the ball. Popson right now defensively. He is really denying the ball to Miller, not letting him get free for his jump shot.
This is the other freshman, Kevin Walker.
Walker's a very versatile player. He's got great range as a shooter.
Shot clock is down to 11 seconds, and we've got a holding foul inside on Thompson.
And we got an injury in Jeff Lebo. It looks like he has really turned his ankle. He's hobbling out there.
Lebo goes down on that left ankle. And he is going to go over toward the North Carolina bench.
North Carolina cannot afford to lose a guard. They really lack depth in the backcourt. After Lebo and Kenny Smith, you go to Ranzino Smith and Curtis Hunter. And Curtis Hunter, I'm not convinced is a legitimate guard. He's really a forward.
Yeah. And they're trying to keep Lebo on the court, but they can't do it. He will limp off, and Ranzino Smith will come back on. You're right. That's the one Achilles heel of North Carolina right now, is that backcourt depth.
That and also the number 3 spot. The 3 spot is a place on the floor where you'd like to have real good team quickness, that athlete which really can dominate a game, a la a Reggie Lewis and a Reggie Williams and a Reggie Miller and a Fennis Dembo from out of Wyoming and a Jeff Gray out of Iowa State. What athletes those guys are. They made my all silky smooth team.
Miller 8 points, 2 out of 3. Give him 9. He has 29 in the opener, and UCLA gets a little bit of breathing room. He's got a 41-37.
He's got a very quiet 9. He's the kind that can be very explosive any given moment.
Crowd trying to get back into it. UCLA really had him into it earlier. North Carolina spurt took him out of it. Nice feed to Popson. He missed the shot. Miller with a rebound.
He missed the shot, but it was really beautiful execution. They're executing the North Carolina passing game to perfection now in the last 2 or 3 possessions.
Haley is back in there in the middle. He's guarded by Wolf.
He's a magician with the ball. Look at this guy handle the ball. From out of Ben Franklin High School in Philadelphia. Sonny Hill, a great friend of Walt Hazard, helped in the recruiting process for Pooh Richardson.
Miller is fouled by Popson. That's his second.
What can we say about this guy? I promised I would not talk about his NCAA championships and his NIT championships and his gold medal. I told Jimmy Valvano I will not say all these great things about Dean Smith.
Why not?
He said to me yesterday in a plane, I'm just tired of you always talking about Dean and what a great, great coach. I can coach too. And he can. Jimmy Valvano
yes, he can. But he has not yet done what Dean Smith has done. we'll give Jimmy V some time.
He's the athletic director now, so he wants a Jimmy Valvano dome.
43-37, the margin, 6. Tipped away by Walker. Bucknell will come back into the ball game for North Carolina.
Sitting on a bench for Walt Hazard, right behind him is Sidney Wicks, an assistant coach, and Andre McCarter, who played in 1975 on the last UCLA National Championship of John Wooden. And he's from Philadelphia as well as Hazard, both from Overbrook High School.
Smith really forced that one up, and Kenny Smith finally got his bucket.
But he's looking at least offensively now. They're reversing the ball to him, and his confidence when he goes in at halftime has to be a lot greater than it was in the first 10 minutes of the half.
The most confident shot he put up.
Look at Pooh Richardson. He goes between the legs, around the back. See, half-court game right now. They're very stationary offensively, and they have no inside attack at all. They are just strictly a perimeter-oriented basketball team. Just like that.
I'm surprised we haven't seen Trevor Wilson back in there, even with the 3 fouls.
Carolina runs a very unique fast break. They run the sideline break, Mike, and then get a lot of ball reversal for the high post jump shot.
Got a foul inside against North Carolina with 14 seconds left.
I don't know about that call. That call was made by Tom Harrington right now of the Pac-10, and I'm not convinced. Unless you're going to clean it up and have consistency on both sides of the floor and play it on a post, fighting and establishing position, I'm sure he'd love the call.
Oh, yeah. Joe Wolf picked up his second. Of course, that's what players are looking for. They want to know what they can get away with and what they can't.
They're fighting for position inside. They've been jockeying left and right, and now he cleans it up and he calls it on Mr. Wolf, trying to post inside.
Free throw by Haley. This is a young kid who did not play in high school. Last year was the first year that he started for UCLA. I think if he had played in junior high school and high school the way most kids do, the young man would be a pretty good player right now.
It's only his 4th year of organized basketball. He practiced 6 hours this summer every day to improve at the level he is. As you said, unfortunately, he doesn't have the strength and the offensive skills inside to be a dominating player, but he's getting maximum out of his potential, and that's all he can do.
Yeah, he'll give you everything he's got, won't he? 47-39, 14 seconds to go.
Right now, they got to look for a three-point play. They need a three-point play out of one of their shooters.
Here is Immel on the UCLA bench, and North Carolina has got Kenny Smith in the backcourt along with Ranzino Smith.
Ranzino Smith has scored big in the first 2 games. He's averaging 16 points a game in the first 2 games. They go to a spread offense.
And Ranzino goes inside the line, forces the jumper, got his own rebound, and it won't go. And Haley was in there just swatting at everything that went up.
And look at him sprinting out to the locker room. Dean Smith certainly has to be concerned with the effort. This guy, Sir Walter, takes a little trip to the locker room and says, oh, I wonder if the master, the Wizard of Westwood, is happy now.
Get it to Richardson. It's a 4-on-2, and then Miller mishandled it. Off of North Carolina, out to UCLA.
Last year when North Carolina would reverse that ball to the top of the circle, Brad Daugherty would be right there sticking that jump shot.
Richardson's had a tough night shooting, only 1 out of 7. Here is Miller, had it partially blocked, and Wolf gets the rebound.
He's really taken the ball to the basket, Reggie Miller. Even though he came up empty, he really wants to prove he's more than a one-dimensional jump shooter.
Here's the loose ball.
Uh-oh, there he goes.
It pops in his back, and he fouled him. Dave Thompson picks up the personal. That's his 3rd.
He comes from such a great athletic family, Reggie Miller. As we watch here with the speed and the quickness, there's Thompson now, tries to make the block, but gets him with his body. His brother Darryl plays for the California Angels, where they just let Reggie go. And his sister Cheryl just gave me a beautiful kiss. So eat your heart out, Mike. She's a gorgeous lady.
You dog, you.
We know you got nothing in your leg.
There's Hazard. He's trying to bring some stability we talked about earlier to this program. It's been a soap opera, as I alluded to earlier. You had Gene Bartow, Gary Cunningham, Larry Brown, and Larry Farmer. And finally now, he's trying to bring some back, that tradition. He's trying to utilize the John Wooden system, but the only difference, the pieces are a little different.
Tell you, he wins this one tonight, it's come back a long way.
Well, he can utilize that for a great PR coup in terms of recruiting and many other factors. He's already locked up a tremendous player, Sean Higgins, an offensive machine.
Reggie Miller with a dozen, but he missed that one. A couple of UCLA students standing behind us. I know what they're majoring in. It's screaming their brains out. Must be 101. Lebo kept it alive. This is Wolf.
Looks like Lebo's ankle is okay. He's moving.
Looks fine. Williams to Wolf, who wants to shoot the ball. Missed the shot. And Reggie Miller flinging those elbows inside.
He's an aggressive rebounder. He's more than just a jump shooter.
Jackson wanted the ball underneath. Hatcher didn't see him.
Hobson denying the ball, playing ball-you-man defense. Look at that weak side play. Good defensive play by Hobson.
Hobson very quietly doing a lot of good things. Three-pointer. And Kenny Smith, who was very tentative shooting first half, lit that up.
He really squared his body perfectly that time. He had great balance for the release of that jump shot.
48-44. Kenny Smith now with 11 points takes over the scoring lead for North Carolina. Richardson. Nice move.
Richardson gets the basket. Well, what an excellent screen. I mean, that screen really got him free for that jump shot.
Reed, Reggie Miller, and Pooh Richardson right here on ESPN Classic.
Curtis Hunter will come back in the ballgame. Thompson will go out. Williams goes out, and that means J.R. Reed is back down.
Kenny Smith had a real tough time trying to get over the top of the screen, and it freed Richardson for the little jump shot.
Here's the kid both of us like for UCLA, Trevor Wilson.
Yeah, he's an athlete. He's got 3 fouls. Jackson goes out, but he got the last basket. He should get credit for it. He gave his body up to get him free.
Wilson is guarding Wolf right now.
They got to go right down to J.R. Reed. Haley can't handle him in the lane. That's an M&M. That's a mismatch, a no contest. He gets the ball in that traffic.
Curtis Hunter's 16-footer in and out. Haley, nice outlet to Miller.
North Carolina's got to find some quality minutes, some QT out of Curtis Hunter. There he is. That's the bomb squad. Here it comes.
That's what they came to see, Dick.
Down in Tinseltown, they rock and roll when Reggie lets him fly from no man land.
Has 15. And it's 53-44, the lead back to 9.
They're doubling up JR. If that's not respect, he's got to hit that jumper.
And he did that time.
That's a great play. They're doubling down on J.R. Reed. Good inside-outside action. Most freshmen would force that shot. He throws it right out to Hunter for the little jump shot.
This is Haley.
Offensive foul on Haley. Offensive foul on Haley.
He did throw the left arm out there, but they're not going to call it on him. They're going to call it on J.R. Reed.
Oh, that's a poor call. I mean, absolutely a poor call. He cleaned him out. You check this out. Watch number 15's left arm. I mean, he takes him right away with the left arm. Oh, Bob Garibaldi, look at the left arm right here. Watch that left arm. He shoves him right out of the way with the left arm, and they call it.
Can't be quite that obvious, can you?
Woo!
Let's go, Jack.
Haley will go to the free throw line where he's 2 of 2 tonight and this season. 72% shooter a year ago. And sometimes you get away with one.
And Garibaldi's a good official. Let me correct, he's an outstanding official. He's been refereeing for a number of years on the coast and is one of the premier referees in the West Coast.
Is he on your all-Italian officials team? Maybe that's the only team you don't have.
I don't have that. We're going to work on it. They're having a problem with the shot clock right now. Look at Walter. Walt dappered up. He used to be a cheerleader. He cheered for the football team. You know what he was proud of last year? He took me in his office, and he had Cosby pictures all over. He went to see a Bill Cosby taping. He and Cosby are very close. But he told me the proudest I am, my son graduated last year from Stanford.
He ought to be proud of that.
Bob Knight's son graduated from Stanford also.
Jack Haley, shooting 2.
Haley at the line. It's a 7-point margin with 16:49 to go in the ballgame. UCLA comes into this game 1-0. North Carolina 2-0. Haley's got a nice touch for a big man. 3 points for Haley. Tell you what, they moved the UCLA student section, or they moved the press, so it is now in front of the UCLA student section. I feel like we're sitting at the bottom of a barrel, and there's 5,000 people standing on top screaming down in it. The shot clock is off. Of course, that shot clock hasn't been a factor tonight and may never be between these two.
That's the way they throw the ball up with their transition game.
Haley misses the second one. Here's the whistle. And we've got a lane violation, so Haley's going to get another crack at it.
He gets another shot because he stepped in a lane before he released the ball. There it is. Look, they're right in a lane. He hasn't released the ball. That's a good call by the official.
Joe Wolf had the 10th set up already.
You got to wait until the ball is released by the free throw shooter before you move across. He did it again that time.
And Haley hits it. Will that point make a difference? We'll see. 55-46. Haley has 4, all on free throw.
They're trying to reverse the ball to Kenny Smith. Runs a backdoor cut. Comes off the screen. They got a double screen for Smith.
Joe Wolf got a nice touch.
That was great execution. They ran a double screen, brought it to the weak side, dumped the ball in a little two-man game, and Wolf delivers the deuce.
Here comes Wilson. He's fouled on the drive.
JR got his 3rd foul.
Number 34, J.R. Reed.
That is going to be number 4 on J.R.
Oh, our stats had him for 2.
Well, he's got 2 in this half.
Yeah, that's 4, right? You're right.
And I know North Carolina doesn't like to talk about freshmen and how they need to contribute, but J.R. Reed had better contribute to this basketball team.
JR's biggest area of adjustment will be playing defense, especially in the open court. See, he's never had a play out in the open court right here. He's usually planted inside in a defense in high school, and he bumped him on a wing and got caught for his fourth foul.
Third team foul in the second half against Carolina. The 7-point lead. This is Richardson, guarded by Kenny Smith.
There's the trap. They like the trap as soon as you bring the ball to the wing.
Palmer is in the ball game at a guard. Number 4 is Trevor Wilson, the freshman. Very quick first step.
UCLA runs that UCLA high post offense. What a great move to the basket.
The basket is overruled, and it's an offensive foul, and the UCLA crowd can't believe it.
I can't believe it either. I think North
either.
Carolina got away with one right here. Watch this drive. This kid, you're going to hear, what a first step. Now look at him splash. He splits the defensive player. He's hanging in the air.
No, that's an awful call. That's an awful
That's a poor call, no doubt about it. The defensive player leaned into the offensive player. I think he balanced out that previous call.
And that cost him 3 points, and it gives Trevor Wilson his 4th foul.
It cost him Trevor Wilson. They have to put him on the sideline and become a member of the All-Pine team and cause some splinters.
That's right. Big play there. Thompson, tough shot. It's an air ball. Richardson comes out with it.
What speed. Look at the speed with the ball. Great pass to use. The fundamental bounce pass. Tremendous execution of the transition game by UCLA.
57-48, a 9-point lead with 15:35 left.
They want to get it to Joe Wolf. They're trying to reverse the ball to Wolf.
Kenny Smith rimmed it out. Wolf tipped it in.
He said, hey, Kenny, you don't want to get me to rock, so I'm just going to get your missed shot and tip it back up.
That's 10 for Wolf, starting to make his presence felt on the offense.
Whenever
it's a 5-point game.
Whenever you tip a basketball, you want to use your fingertips. That's what gives you your touch.
Foster
There's the backdoor cut.
Pass this time. Oh, Miller got ridden out of there.
Kind of excitement here at Pauley Pavilion because the people have not been coming out at all.
Trap almost worked again. There's Foster, a little soft.
Hey, he's a good-looking frock. I'll tell you, that big guy's going to get some minutes. Jack Haley's going to have a tough time keeping him next to Walt Hazard.
Now, we understand his scoring was wrong before. Now he has 10 points in the double figures. And it's 63-56 UCLA.
He's very quick also for a big guy. They got to go to Wolf, though. Foster will follow him if they go to Wolf inside.
Double pump and a late whistle. They'll call it on Foster. Nice call, Dick.
Yeah, he's going to go with every fake right now. They get him inside. Watch Wolf now. He posts up inside. He gets that swim step. He locks him on his back. He says, Foster, you're a freshman. You can't handle me. He throws the little fake, and there's the bump, and he pushes.
Well, Foster made the mistake of holding his arms instead of being straight out. He put that one arm up in the face, and you go up against it, you're going to commit the foul.
I got a kick looking at Walter Hazard on the sideline. He looks like a professor now. He doesn't look like that little guy that used to handle the ball and run the break for John Wooden. And that was an amazing team, winning a national championship without a center.
Wolf now with 12 points, 4 out of 4 from the line for the senior from Kohler, Wisconsin. And it's 63-58.
Carolina picking up. They're going to look to go to run and jump defense right now. Watch the run and jump trap.
They get it to Foster. Rod Palmer is in the backcourt, number 21, with Immel, number 30.
Foster is a good-looking freshman. See, that's where you want to get the ball, to the high post against the trap.
They come after him. He gets it to Palmer, wide open. Boy, if you can make those jump shots against the trapping defense, you can win.
Well, as soon as they double up on the ball, it's important that the guy that's doubled finds the right guy. And they're finding the right guy. And they get it over to Palmer, and he sticks that J. Where do they find Palmer? Because I don't know too much about him, and I'm going to admit it.
He's a sophomore out of Compton who played a little bit last year, only averaged 1.2 points a ball game. And now Haley will come back into the ball game. Haley, the starting center, replaces Jackson.
They're big right now. When they go with Haley on the floor and Foster, you're looking at a big lineup.
Reggie Miller's not a bad rebounder in there either at 6'7".
I look for them eventually to play the combo of Lou Richardson and Reggie Miller together in the backcourt.
I do too. Hobson. Pretty move by Davis Hobson.
That's Dean Smith basketball. High percentage shots, get the ball down inside, get it to our people that can score around the boxes. That's the way he has designed his offense for years.
Hobson has a dozen tonight. He's averaging 14.5 points a game. Here's Kenny Smith with a steal, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it will be out to UCLA.
I feel a run coming by North Carolina, Mike. I don't know why. I just feel I see a little more intensity in Kenny Smith and a little bit more emotion. But I just see a little run possibly coming right now by North Carolina.
You know, Dick, I had the same feeling, but the last couple of minutes, North on UCLA, and the Bruins have reacted better than they did in the first half.
They got to shut down the entry to the high post. They're running a double stack now. They're going to try to free Miller off a double.
There's Foster.
I'll tell you what, that kid has got to play. He's a big-time performer.
The freshman from Oakland has a dozen, and the lead is back to 7. Joe Wolf again. This time he couldn't hit it. Immel. Followed by Miller.
They're beating him with quickness to the boards. I guess that's enough of that run that I anticipated by North Carolina. Nothing like quickness, Mike. One of the greatest assets to possess in college basketball.
Hunter looks inside the Wolf. Missed it.
This place is live. Here they go.
It's a 1-on-3 break, and Miller should wait for help and does. Reggie Miller is now 7th all-time scoring on UCLA's list.
Who Richardson hasn't scored a lot of points, but he really knows how to run the offense.
Tough shot there.
Not a good shot at all. Poor shot by Miller.
Foul underneath. Oh, on Haley. And Walt Hazard didn't like it one little bit.
Look at him. He's stomping down the sideline. He took the glasses off. No longer the look of the professor. He's make it in life. And to me, we have to have more of that kind of emphasis in college athletics.
Couldn't agree with you more. You talk about North Carolina, all you talk about is class. And I'll tell you what, they know how to go on the road, too. They come to play at UCLA. They stay at the Beverly Hilton.
That's class all the way with a capital C. They forced the turnover.
Here comes Kenny Smith. Three-pointer. Reed tried to keep it alive, and Immel threw it away. He thought he had Reggie Miller breaking deep.
Carolina's forced 3 turnovers in the last 3 possessions, but they have not been able to convert.
Ranzino Smith.
They got to dump it inside to JR.
Ranzino left alone, and they're letting him take the shots, and Ranzino Smith got the roll that time. 71-64, the first 2 points for Ranzino Smith.
Right now, UCLA will probably go with a special play and want to get Reggie Miller isolated.
And there, Hunter went for the steal and almost got it. You're right, they were going for Miller.
Curtis Hunter is a very key player to this team. They need his quickness and his athletic ability. Boo Richardson heading to be a star. He'll be one of the great point guards in the history of UCLA.
He has 6, and the lead is back to 9 with 6:37 to go.
Sonny Hill up in Philadelphia told me one day how super this kid is, and Sonny hit it right on target. He's a legitimate great one.
Kenny Smith down the lane. A lot of contact, no whistle, and no basket, more importantly.
Notice how they center the ball. Oh, I tell you, he knows what to do with the ball, Mr. Richardson.
Basket is overruled, and an offensive foul will be called against UCLA as Ranzino Smith stood in there and paid the price.
Dean Smith, what can you say? The guy's an absolute superstar with a capital S.
Here's Wilson coming back in the ballgame as Jackson will go out.
You know, when you define in Webster, coach, you define it Dean Smith with all capital letters.
He's really proved himself. Montel Hatcher comes back in. Immel will go out. Both benches shuffling personnel to suit the situation, which is 6:19 left and a 9-point lead.
Remember, Hatcher's a very streaky shooter, good athlete. He's capable of hitting that 3-point play.
Wolf guarded by Wilson, who has 4 fouls. J.R. Reed is in there for North Carolina, who has 4 fouls. Ranzino Smith, he's a streak shooter.
The reason he's open right now is because of the presence on the floor of J.R. Reed. They're playing down inside on Reed, and they're really giving him that jump shot on the wing.
And making sure neither Reed nor Joe Wolf will hurt them from inside. You've got to give up something.
Hunter's trying to match up. See, he leaves in a double team, leaves Miller, rotates up. Miller with great awareness. As soon as Hunter left him, Mike, he released right to the basket and gets the easy layup.
And what a nice job by Foster, who's done that 3 or 4 times. Here's Wolf with that jump hook, rimmed out on him, but Reed tipped it in.
Reed says, hey, if my guys are not going to get me the ball inside, there's only one way to get it. Go to the offensive boards and get it back up.
Hobson will come back in, and Hunter will go out for North Carolina. It is a 7-point game again. It's 75-68. 5:29 left. Boy, this has been a beauty.
It's really great for the early season to have teams like this pit. It's better than those cream puffs that a lot of those schools play, like Clemson and, you know, my man Ellis down there playing on Winthrops. I don't want to say that again. I've been saying that too often. But this is basketball. Go out and play the best, like Denny Crum does.
Miller, double pump. Didn't go, but Thompson will get the foul. Oh, when Reggie's got the basketball, better not turn your head.
You got to really deny him the ball. Once he gets the ball, you're at his mercy. It's like giving him a gun. You got to really deny him and force him away. And see, once he has the ball here, now watch this. He'll lean in. He's a good offensive player. Gives the head fake. Now he's going to lean. He's going to drop step. See him take the front step. He kept his pivot foot down.
Hobson thought the ball was gone.
He goes on a line. I'll tell you one thing. He's usually automatic.
6 out of 8 tonight. Only the third player in UCLA history to score more than 700 points in a season.
The Pac-10 will be interesting this year as he comes up short there. Arizona's certainly got an outstanding team with Lute Olson. And you watch Arizona State. They could be one of your real mystique teams in America.
8-point ball game right here. Wolf, alley-oop.
Oh, nice play on a back screen. They catch UCLA with a back screen. The toughest screen to defend in basketball is a blind back screen.
Hobson has 14. Miller looks like he wants to go one-on-one. Reverses. Oh, what a shot. Holy cow.
Hey, that's an NBA small forward superstar move. I mean, he twisted and turned. He shaked and he was baking.
Reed had it screened off and lost the ball inside. The recovery by Trevor Wilson.
Almost every possession down the floor now. They're going to their All-American. He's clapping his hands. He says, get me the ball and we'll finish this off.
Backdoor pass.
There he is. Showtime. Oh, he misses the layup. What a great move by Reggie.
He went down hard, Dick. He's up now. Three-pointer won't go. Wolf with a rebound. Leaned into the follow. It won't go. Popson tipped it in. Boy, there's a lot of contact out there right now, and no whistles are stopping play.
Hobson really aggressive again. Gets the open lane. Good offensive rebound.
78-72. The margin 6. We're under 4 minutes.
The last 4 possessions, it's been the Reggie Miller show. There's so many Reggies playing basketball.
And that's a great play by Trevor Wilson. This kid's going to get a lot of playing time.
Oh,
Kenny Smith back the other way.
He's for real, Mike. That kid Trevor Wilson is for real.
He's really impressed me tonight. So's Foster.
He's not a media high school All-American.
Reed tied up. Yes, sir. Jump ball. And the possession clock will give it to UCLA.
UCLA doing a good job defensively. This crowd is giving them a 6-man. They're really out here rocking and rolling like the old times. See, usually it's like a theater here. It's like Pavarotti in concert.
Right now it's like heart in here. 3:35 left, an 8-point game.
When Martin Lorick goes back in time, honor.
You have no business with the king's daughter.
Daughter's free. And bravery.
Who be ye? I'll be stomping yours.
Are things of the past.
Yeah, that's right.
Black Knight, rated PG-13, Wednesday.
This holiday season, the compact Presario 5000 TPC will come bearing gifts, like a free color printer, a $50 instant rebate, and free shipping. Not to mention a powerful Intel Pentium 4 processor and Microsoft Windows XP Home Edition, all for just $849. And you don't even need to travel afar. Call 1-800-331-5808 to buy now. You'll get 1 great PC and 3 great gifts.
A legend says goodbye to baseball, but you can always find him on ESPN Classic. Catch Mark McGwire's magical games from '98, making history with home run number 62, then shattering the record with number 70. Classic McGwire, goodbye to the Mark, 9 p.m. Monday on ESPN Classic.
You're watching the North Carolina Tar Heels and the UCLA Bruins from 1986, featuring Kenny Smith, J.R. Reed, Reggie Miller, and Pooh Richardson, right here on ESPN Classic.
Dick Vitale, I know this is your 7th or 8th game of the young basketball season, but this is my first, and I am loving college basketball.
Well, this is the kind of environment you like to be at. I know tomorrow Convocation Center in South Bend, Indiana is certainly going to be rocking and rolling. I have to go up there against Notre Dame in Indiana. And this is what it's about. You know, you want to see the great teams play each other, the different conferences, the fans love it. And I just think too many coaches are worried about losing in December, and they load up with a lot of patsies rather than go out and play the good teams that get tougher down in March. But then again, I can feel for a coach. When I was coaching, I wanted to play all the cupcakes to get those wins, baby.
Load up on the little sisters of the poor, huh?
Well, Mike, a lot depends on your security as a coach and how much your university supports you. You look what happened now in Texas, the coach getting fired in football.
Yeah.
Guys had a class program in terms of doing a great job. And That's our system. I'd like to see more presidents reward coaches for kids graduating by giving. I want to see them call a coach that hasn't won and say, here's a 5-year contract, coach. You're doing a great job. Your kids are Boy Scouts and they're graduating.
Don't hold your breath on that one. Miller clobbered as he goes to the lane. And the foul's going to be on Scott Williams, the freshman.
I am amazed with the driving ability of Reggie Miller. His driving ability tonight has totally impressed me. Look at the way he takes the ball right at the defenders with tremendous quickness. Now watch his quickness in that first step. He's got that explosive first step. He's very wiry. I mean, they're knocking him and banging him. You know what impresses me? The coaching move by Walt Hazzard to have his players go exclusively, basically, to Miller down the stretch.
Really, we've only seen him shoot one rainbow tonight. 7 out of 10 from the line for Miller. They got 8 out of 11. He's got 29 points. That's what he had in the opener against Santa Clara. They get 29 just about every night, I think.
You combine that kind of driving ability with his range as a shooter, and you're looking at a potential 50-point night tonight. I think before it's all done and said, he could be right up there in the top 3 or 4 in the nation in scoring.
He will. And I think at this scoring pace, he will leave UCLA second only to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, then Lou Alcindor in scoring.
He was a fair player, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He did a fair job in the post.
He still is.
The best of all time.
37 now? Something like that?
I believe he's the greatest center in the history of basketball. We could talk about Russell and his shot blocking ability and Chamberlain, but when you look at consistency and doing it in every phase of the game and passing the ball, scoring in the low post, I think he's the best.
With. Speaking of arguing, what is Walt Hazzard and the officials talking about now?
Something with the clock, I really believe.
And now they're going to get Ross Palmer. I guess they want to make sure Palmer is coming in for the right player.
Remember, in college basketball, on a 45-second clock, you reset it as soon as it leaves the hand of the shooter. In the NBA, it must draw on. It must make contact up on that rim.
82-72 with 3:17 to go. North Carolina needs to make the most of each possession it gets down.
They got to get a jump shot for Lebo, a three-point play for Lebo or for Kenny Smith. They're playing 3 guards now, Lebo, Kenny Smith, and Ranzino.
There's Ranzino, runs around a screen, moved outside that 3-point range and buried it.
Here comes the 3-point.
Yep.
Arsenal,
82-75.
You almost hate to see this in college basketball. Teams play tremendous basketball like Western Kentucky did against Nevada, Vegas, and then all of a sudden it bombs away, and you take away a performance that's a clinic performance.
Pooh Richardson gets it out to Wilson.
I don't blame the coaches. It's part of the rules you utilize.
Sure.
Oh, this guy, he's such a show with the ball. What a great pass that was.
Man, what a shot by Wilson. This kid's going to be a great player.
Yeah, great with a capital G. He's got the great athletic ability.
Ranzino, another 3-pointer. Didn't get the roll on this one. And a nice rebound to Foster is going to help him on, too.
And here comes the mockery of the game. Every possession will be a 3-point attempt. This kid, Richardson, is really in control of the offense. Look at the way he handles that ball. Unstoppable. He's unstoppable one-on-one. He'll only beat himself.
Rebound to Reed, but he threw it away. If UCLA maintains this lead, they're up by 9. This could be the biggest win, certainly, that Walt Hazzard has ever had.
He needs this big win. As we talked about, this program needs a big lifting hand. The fans have not been coming out to watch UCLA play.
Wilson almost backcourt. Boy, Pooh Richardson almost stepped on that line. Now they go to the double team to Miller. Cross-court, Foster, great pass inside to Wilson.
What great execution. The team concept, move the basketball. That's normally North Carolina style. It's going to be a 3-point attempt again right here.
You're exactly right. It does look like North Carolina. Kenny Smith, 3-pointer. Good. And then North Carolina will call timeout, 86-78. Is our score with 1:20 to go.
Certainly one of the masters at using the clock and using timeouts late in the game. That's another reason I don't like the 3-point play. Just allowing teams to come down and shoot almost in every possession.
The student body here at UCLA with 1:20 to go. They are working Dick Vitale on a monumental upset, leading 86-78 over number 1, North Carolina.
Well, Dean Smith told me a couple of weeks ago, he said, hey, we're overrated, Dick. Everybody that has us number 1, we got some young new kids. We lost some key players, and somebody had to be number 1.
Yeah,
certainly they're not number 1 in terms of North Carolina in the past when we talked about the great Worthies and Perkins and Jordan. but this team will win 25 games.
Oh, yeah.
I still believe they're the best in the ACC. They're going to have a great, great year, but it proves again that magical word, parity. I have to disagree with you, and I've loved working with you. I don't call it a monumental upset, not at Paulie Pavilion, and not with a Reggie Miller and a Pooh Richardson and the kind of players Hazard has.
And with these freshmen.
And plus Carolina traveling from out of Hawaii and coming here is not an easy thing to do.
No, it certainly is not. We're down to 107. I don't know. I think for right now, I'll stick with monumental upset.
You like that word monumental, huh?
I guess I must. I tell you, it's been fun working with you. You have a good time working with Tim Brando tomorrow night at Notre Dame, too.
It should be exciting. Really should be an exciting night. I hope David Rivers is healthy and can play the game he's capable of.
What a great story he is.
And Steve Alford, certainly one of the great shooters in college basketball. And watching a guy like Bob Knight hook up with Digger Phelps is always exciting.
Foster goes to the line, his first trip. He has not been to the free throw line as a college basketball player.
Both freshmen really didn't play a great deal against Santa Clara in that opening. In fact, Peter Dallas, the AD, told us it was one of the poorest performances he ever watched by UCLA in that game against Santa Clara. But tonight, they have been outstanding.
Saved it for the night, didn't they? Lebo drives in, gives it off to Wolf. He blew the layup. Wolf got it back, put it up with the left hand. Wolf go again. And it's just not going to fall for North Carolina. And Dean Smith just turned around and slapped one hand against the other. He knows that may have done it.
Frustration City right now. I'll tell you, the adjectives will be rolling by Mr. Hazard now. They'll be flowing all over, and he has every right to be proud. His team was absolutely superb here tonight, Mike, and that's the job that'll get it done for Walt Hazard. Not talking about it, but getting it done between 94 by 50 and doing it by posting a win over a legitimate super team.
Now watch Dean Smith as Joe Wolf was putting up that last shot. No, that was the reaction to the foul. Tell you what, I know you have to catch a plane, and they're going to take you to the airport in a hurry, but you better go over there and say hi to Mr. Hazard.
I was talking to him before the game. We were laughing and all. Plus, he was great to me this summer. He took my daughters around UCLA. We came to visit this summer and had a great, great time. He's not a kind of guy to get upset, and I just tease him. I said, well, all I'm doing is being honest. I said, you got to respect that. Look at the results of the Big Pac-10. But you know what? I'll sing his praises now. They deserve it.
Reggie Miller makes it a 10-point game, 40 seconds left. Three-pointer, Lebo, and Carolina will use another timeout.
It's three-point shooting time, boring time, not what college basketball was made to be. Do you hear me, Ed Stites, the Rules Committee leader?
All right, let me ask you about that. Now, see, if you don't want the three-point rule, you're going to have to get rid of the shot clock, aren't you?
Well, no. Here, I want the three-point rule, Frank. I'm working with so many guys. Mike, I'll tell you, I like the three-point rule. Don't get me wrong.
All right, what do we change?
I'd like to see it pushed back a little further.
Okay.
If you push it back at least 1 foot, you now reduce the percentages that we have today, and you wouldn't see guys coming down shooting on it every attempt. Yes, the shot clock goes hand in hand with the three-point play. You don't see it like a gimmick like this in the NBA. I don't say put it that far.
Too far, though.
It's too far, but put it back 22 feet. I mean, this is absolutely a gimme. I mean, these are jump shooters, and they're coming down on every play. You have guys now, I seen it the other day, 3-on-1 in a fast break, and they're down by 15. They're saying, heck, running a good execution of a fast break, pull up and shoot the three-point attempt, and that's not healthy for the game.
Do you think the coaches were against it before they voted it in? Do you think they'll change it after this year? Do you think they'll stay with the shot and move it back?
I got a great feeling that there's going to be enough of people really screaming and yelling that we'll see this out of basketball in a year. And maybe the one thing I think everybody seems to agree, basically, if it's a little further, it could be healthy for the game. And I think the Rules Committee has to use good judgment. It's not fair to teams like Western Kentucky. I point that out the other day. Playing their hearts out, and I'm not taking anything away from the great effort of Nevada, Las Vegas, and their tremendous shooting that they did. But you execute and play the game the way the game was designed to be played, and then all of a sudden a team's playing horse, and they come back and beat you.
It's been UCLA all the way. North Carolina has not led in this ball game since they were up 4-2. Here's the full court pressure, and they beat the press.
They spread the court against the trap.
Thompson goes for the ball, fouls Palmer. It'll be a 1-and-1, and Thompson has fouled out of the ball game.
I'd like to see this change
with
too,
16
Mike.
points.
I'd like to see the last 4 minutes of the game. I definitely would like to see in the last 4 minutes that a team has the option to shoot a 1-and-1 or take the ball out of bounds. I told that today to Rudy Martzke of USA Today. He called about the fact
that one.
Well, Rudy called. They wanted to know about some of the rule changes. He's been talking to Ed Stites, and I gave him my feelings. I think a team should have the option to take the ball out of bounds. You'll reduce all the fouling that takes place that makes a game an eternity and makes guys like me put us in trouble and getting to the airport.
Hobson is out of the ball game with 16 points. J.R. Reed will come back in. Hobson played an excellent game. You know, he has begun working, I guess, for a while now with karate to improve his quickness.
He did play an excellent game, and J.R. Reed's going to have big numbers at North Carolina. Once he settles into their offensive flow and gets a feel for it, you're going to see big, big numbers scored by the big guy inside.
This one's not over yet. 88-81, 24 seconds left. Kenny Smith, three-pointer. Won't go. Reggie Miller with a rebound. That could have cut it to 4 points.
It's academic right now. Here's the finishing touch. Ooh, I thought he was going to finish it up with a slam dunk.
Tell you what, Wilson is a smart player, and he got the ball to Foster. All he wanted to do was let the clock run. I really like Wilson.
Just a great performance by Trevor Wilson, Foster, and really the catalyst of it all, Pooh Richardson. And don't forget the All-American, the prolific scoring ability of Reggie Miller.
Foster will go to the line. They said they didn't want to put too much pressure on this young man and play him a lot early, but he has really done the job.
You know who's number one right now in America? I'll be number one after this. Nevada, Las Vegas, and you know what? They deserve it. And looking at their schedule, they may go all the way undefeated because the PCAA will not be a threat, but they have a game with Auburn, which will be a tough ball game at Auburn.
Yeah, well.
And I think, I may be wrong, and I have to check their schedule. They may be playing Oklahoma at Oklahoma.
Three-pointer is short. Another one by Ranzino Smith. It will count.
You would think they won the national championship. Look at his celebration, Mike. Paulie Pavilion rocking and rolling.
Off a monumental, I'll use that word again, a monumental upset, 89-84 over North Carolina. And all the credit has got to go to Walt Hazzard and his kids.
They did a great, great job.
Our